Hello all, Kat here, studio manager at Studio Boise Photography Center. I wanted to take a second to go over our frequently asked questions page. That's studioboise.org/FAQ. It's super awesome resource for a lot of studio rental and equipment rental questions. There's a lot of details and things and information you can find and that you could pass along to your clients as well. But the main reason why I wanted to go over this is because we do have some new protocols starting 2020 that I wanted to go over with you guys. Now, some of these things are already a part of our contracts, but we will just be enforcing them full force now. Some things are new. So I just wanted to take a second to go over those things with you. We'll probably skim through some of this because a lot of it is kind of step-by-step stuff and more in-depth. But that being said, let's get started. Obviously, we reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. We're an all-inclusive studio, but if we feel the employee's safety is at risk, then we can, we reserve the right to say, sorry, we're not going to provide service to you. We don't feel safe. Our clients don't feel safe, etc. So studio rental process. This is all the same. Make a reservation online, by phone or email. Many of you already know all of this stuff. If you want to read more into it, please go to our website, studioboise.org/FAQ. This is something that is new though. There is now a 50% non-refundable deposit that is due at the time of making your reservation. So that's either an online payment or over the phone. Then the other half you will be paying in studio during your appointment. And then obviously that's where you will be paying for any extra cost in case you need to extend your session or add equipment or if there's any damage or anything like that. So simple stuff. A lot of you know how to do this. How to make a new studio reservation, pretty simple, go through, check availability. Like I said, if you want to actually read through this, feel free to go online and check it out. So this is where that 50% non-refundable deposit comes in. So as you can kind of see, it's small, but if you were to rent 1 hour in Studio A for $40, it would take off half of that, and then your payment that is left to be paid is $20. So it's the 50% non-refundable deposit that will hold your spot. Pretty simple. You'll get your confirmation email that just shows your information. If you need to delete your studio reservation, you'll go to that confirmation email, then click cancel appointment, and you click the red button to cancel. You can always give the studio a call, email myself, or look into our contact us tab and then shoot an email through there. That will also come to me. Now, rescheduling appointments are a little bit different as well. If you're needing to reschedule or edit your appointment, you can call the studio, email myself. Like I said, go to the contact page, just get a hold of us, and then we will give you one free rescheduling of your appointment without you having to repay the non-refundable deposit just to book. But that's only applicable if you have an exact time and date that you are rescheduling for. If you don't know what time you're rescheduling for, then we would just consider your original appointment canceled, and then you'd have to rebook and repay your deposit to reserve a new spot. After one rescheduling, if you try to reschedule the same appointment again, then it will just be considered canceled. Like I just said, you just have to rebook and repay that non-refundable deposit. So just let us know if you do need to reschedule. We will move it up for you once, and then after that, you'll just have to rebook. Cancellation/refund policy. So like I said before, if you need to cancel, you can do it through the process shown in the little screenshots above. You can call us, email us, all of that jazz, and we'll gladly help. We don't technically have a cancellation policy. You can really cancel anytime. We do have the non-refundable deposit now, so that's kind of the part of the cancellation policy. We do have fees associated to not calling to cancel and not showing up for your scheduled appointment, so those are the no-call, no-show fees. You can cancel up to 2 hours before your reservation, but there is no chance of you getting your deposit back as it's non-refundable. So once you place your reservation, you can't get that money back. And then, like I said, we do have fees for no call, no shows, which I will go into more detailed here in a second. So here's some more information, kind of go over. We got makeup room inclusion stuff, soundproof needs stuff, after hours appointments. Those cost $20 more per hour, and you have to schedule them with myself. Then equipment reservations, same as the other reservations. It kind of goes through, shows you the step-by-step with the screenshots, how to do it, what will pop up, what you will be seeing, how to make a payment. But with that, we aren't doing any non-refundable deposits with the equipment. Those will stay the same. We are going to be enforcing more fees, or I guess enforcing our fees in the past. We're going to for sure be enforcing them. So if you no call, no show for that, or don't show to pick up your lens or your equipment, then you will get feed. Some more stuff, how to delete and edit my equipment reservation. You can always call the studio for any of this stuff as well. So here's the big thing. Our fees associated with studio rentals / equipment rentals. Any fees owed to us will be invoiced to the email on file. No rentals or services of any kind are available to someone who has unpaid debts or fees. Please view our terms and conditions to see the full terms on our contracts and the full penalty, and of course the action we will take for any unpaid fees. So equipment reservations. I'll quickly go over all of the fees that we have. Like I said, all of these fees were in our 2019, 2018, 2017 contracts. We are just going to be enforcing them now a lot harder. We just are going to be holding people accountable. So equipment pickups can be scheduled any day of the week during our office hours, as you know. Then there will be a $30 late fee if we are kept waiting more than 30 minutes without notice for your scheduled drop-off, with an additional $10 per following hour late. So I hope that kind of makes sense. If you show up at noon and your drop-off time is at 11:30, we will invoice you $30 for being late. That's just how it's going to be from now on. Each full day late without communication will cost $100 for each of your equipment rentals. Now remember, this is a big part. If you call and extend your equipment rentals, all these fees will be waived, and it will only cost like an extra day. Like, for example, if you knew you're going to be late, give us a call and say like, hey, I'm on my way, I'm stuck in traffic, I don't think I'll be there by my drop-off time. 90% of the time, 95% of the time, that's totally fine. The only time when it's going to be a big issue and when there might be fees associated with it is if we have somebody picking up the same day you're dropping off. With that being said, if you don't call us and let us know, regardless if there's a same day pickup as your drop off, you're going to be charged. We just need people to communicate and call us and say like, hey, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. Is there any way I can extend the reservation for one more day? Then we'll gladly extend the reservation for you if we can, obviously. But the biggest thing is communication. A no call, no show fee for picking up your equipment will be applied if you don't show up for your scheduled equipment pickup time by the end of our business day. We're very flexible on times and understand that life happens. So shoot us an email, call if you have any scheduling changes and cancellations or anything. And fees will probably be waived. So for studio reservations, you can make reservations online at any time or call during office hours. There is a $40 no call, no show fee for your appointment, which will have to be paid in full before being able to rent any equipment or studio space from us. We're very flexible. Shoot us an email or call us if anything changes, and we could probably work something out. There's a $100 fee if you go past your scheduled time into someone else's reservation. So that's if you go over, we have our 15-minute grace period, and if you're continuing to go over that, then we will charge you. You need to, make other people make the reservation after you, somebody else has their clients waiting, or has a certain amount of time to get stuff done. So we just need to make sure that people are being timely and respecting other people's time and money, really. There's a $20 fee in addition to regular hourly pricing for any studio reservations made after hours. So all of that stuff is based on staff availability, and if you scroll down more, you'll be able to kind of read our whole procedure with that. So those are our fees. Those are like the big changes, is the deposit, and that we will be enforcing these fees that we've had in the past, but we will be enforcing them. Equipment rental process. So this is kind of similar to the studio rental process. Go online, we'll confirm it for you. You can read over that if you need to. Here's some information about holiday closures for equipment rentals for pickup and drop off times. I know people get confused with that stuff too. It is noted when you're making a reservation, when you're making an equipment reservation, it will say any times that we have holiday closures or anything like that. And it has my email noted on that page, so you can actually shoot me an email and see if we can work something out. So this is the biggest thing. The most emphasized thing I have on here is our new deposits. So we make clients renting studio space pay the 50% non-refundable deposits. We don't apply those to equipment rentals. We don't have deposits for equipment rentals, but we do have the fees for both of these things, both our studio space and equipment rentals. We have those extra fees that I had noted before. Why did we start having people pay deposits for reservations? It's just one of those things where it's just about time that we start doing it. We've made our scheduling process to prevent people from making we've changed our scheduling process. Hopefully people will stop making last minute reservations. It's totally okay if we do. Once again, we get it. Life happens. We want you to come in. But leaving the studio open very last minute for nobody to have time to fill that spot, that's some issues we noticed we were having. By making people pay a deposit, it holds people more accountable for showing up, or at least communicating the need to cancel or reschedule. So hopefully all of this will help people to know, like, oh, I have that reservation, I already paid, I put half the money down for it, I'm gonna have to reschedule it, I need to call them ASAP, or I'm just not gonna be able to make it, I need to call them ASAP and cancel it, or else I'm gonna get charged for no call, no showing. So we're also hoping, more than all of that it will encourage photographers and artists to make sure that they're having their clients include their studio or equipment rental payment in the cost of the service that they are doing for their clients. So the photographer or artist doesn't take a financial hit if their client backs out last minute. So then there's some information on our discounts, which I wanted to note too. All discounts can be applied when you come and pay in the rest of your space in full. So they have to be done manually. Discounts also don't apply to event rentals or after-hour pricing. And discounts can only be manually processed, so they don't apply to our 50% deposit. They apply to the money left over that you have to pay when you come in for your appointment. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. I wanted to take a second to go over terms and conditions. So this is our actual official contract that you are agreeing to. Besides, most of the information is on our paper contracts. We printed out new paper contracts, so a lot of the information is going to be on this guy. When you come in to rent from us, you'll look it over and sign it. But I wanted to just go over it on here as well. This has a more fully detailed information. So here we go. Late returns, as I talked about before, not returning equipment day of agreed drop-off and time of agreed drop-off are penalized, with the client being charged $100 per day late. Any penalties will be invoiced to the client's email on file. In the event that the equipment isn't returned within 7 days after the due date. So like if it's a Friday you were supposed to drop off, or trying to get a hold of you, you still don't get a hold of us by the next following Friday, we will try to collect payment in the full value of whatever the equipment is. So you'll just have to pay to replace the equipment after 7 days, and you'll be considered in default. Then if we still can't get a hold of you, we don't have card information on file, then we reserve the right to pursue civil and criminal remedies. That's pretty simple. Just don't steal our stuff. And if you need to extend a reservation, like, call us and let us know so we aren't having a heart attack thinking you stole our stuff. A fee of $30 will be applied and charged. I talked about this for 30 minutes late for your drop off, and then $10 per additional hour late. Then $100 will be charged if you just no call, no show for your drop off. And then we add the additional $100 per day. So no show pickups, a fee of $40 will be applied and charged for not showing up to the scheduled appointment to pick up your equipment rental by the end of the business day. Penalty fees. So the client will be invoiced for any penalty fees associated with equipment or studio rentals. If invoices go more than 7 days unpaid, then the credit card that we have for our clients on file will be charged. Or if we are unable to collect that payment, then you will be considered in default, and we reserve the right to take you to court or try to get any of the money that is owed to us. So studio no call, no shows. A fee of $40 will be applied and charged for a client not showing up for their reserved studio space. Obviously, that fee will be waived if you contact us to cancel that reservation. We do have the non-refundable deposit, so that will be on top of your deposit that you already paid. You will be owing $40. That deposit doesn't go into the fees or anything. So then going over studio time, talked about that. The $100 will be applied. After hour fees, kind of talked about that. So unpaid fees, until fees are paid by a client, they will not be allowed to rent or purchase any service from us. After 2 weeks unpaid, you shall be considered in default. And then, as stated before, after 7 days, we will be able to collect penalties via whatever card we have on file. So if we're unable to if you've paid everything, but you haven't paid, your fee for no call, no showing or something, and we invoice you and you don't get a hold of us, then eventually it'll just get to the point where we will be able to use your card on file and get that information. This is kind of more in a detail about our protection plan, missing accessories, liability, taxes, ownership, this kind of stuff. You are more than welcome, and I recommend you go through and actually read all of this stuff because it's also really useful. I'm sure a lot of people sign contracts in general without knowing what's going on, but I did want to take a second to actually take you guys through this so you know what we're doing and what our new protocols are. So thank you all for listening to me yammer for about 20 minutes. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you guys, and I hope you understand our new ways of doing things this 2020. So thank you guys so much. Y'all rock. Bye.